Hey everybody, welcome to the xsinick show. Good night. How are you doing? Ho ho ho. Yeah. So I'm gonna today on the stream. I'm actually gonna continue working on that Hutch. I actually finished a good bit of it. I just have one little thing to do, and then I want to like add like a wood green texture to some of the materials I already put on there and that kind of thing. And then from there, hopefully we'll see what else we could get into. Maybe maybe we could jump into some Sol 3000 development and look at maybe some level design or something like that. But for now, I'm going to focus on the Hutch, and we'll see where we go with that. Maybe we might even jump into some sculpting and 3D coat, so all that sort of stuff. We're going to try to get into that. We're just hanging out. I'm just hanging out tonight, and I figured, like seeing that I'm going to work in, I'm going to work in Blender. I'm going to work in, 3D code, maybe touch on some, on some Godot. I figure, hey, might as well stream. How is the weather by you? Where I live here, there's a lot of snow. And they were like, everybody's like bracing for the snowstorm, so. Now, how are you doing, xsinick? Yep, she's always happy. Oh yeah. So this year is actually shaping up to be pretty exciting. There's going to be a lot of exciting things that we're going to do on stream, God willing. Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's jump right into it. Let's go. Okay, so this is the Hutch. So like so there's a part in here where there's kind of like this magnetic kind of tab thing that has to make the doors hold together. So let's just pull up a reference just to see what that looks like. It should be something simple, and then we could, this is already kind of colored. I'll show you guys real quick. So I already kind of like did some lighting, kind of colored the thing here in using cycles, even in Eevee. But I want to add like a wood green texture, so we're going to get into some of that too. So let me bring, while this is loading and rendering, I'm going to bring up let's bring up some reference images. Okay, here we go. So the tab I want to make is this little thing right here. Is this like a little block? And on the door, let's see, on the door there should be like a magnet. I think the block is metal. Oh, so yeah, so this is metal, a metal thing, and then yeah, there's like some magnets. Yeah, this kind of thing. 2 magnets. Okay, we're gonna do that. I'm almost this, yeah. So I want to get this wood green texture. Ooh, look at something right here, guys. Like, so basically, we have this panel, like these individual planks in the image. Make this a little bit bigger here. Okay. We have these individual planks, but then, oh, the back here is like almost a solid piece. I'm gonna have to replicate that. There should be no problem to do that. Why is this taking so long? I notice like sometimes if I'm streaming here with you know, if I'm streaming with OBS, uh, for some reason sometimes like 3D stuff, doesn't like to like kick in a whole lot because like OBS uses a graphics card, and I think there's like some kind of tug of war. So okay, here we go. Finally it rendered. Yeah, so this is what I got so far. I just dropped some color on it. All right. And, oh yeah, and I also did the hinge. So I finished the hinge on there. I should change the back of this, and we should put those little magnet things right here and there. So let's do that right now. Yeah, so you can see I kind of finished the hinge stuff right there. Okie dokie. So let's, yeah. Oh, you know what? This is cooler. Like I could we could totally do just fix this like right now. Let's fix this back right now. It should be one flat panel, and this should be two. This should take like literally almost no time to do. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of that, and then we're gonna just join these edges, make a flat panel, and that's the end of that. F. Do 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 do. Okay, let's get some solid shading happening here. You know what? And I'm gonna just split this just to, to give it something to grab onto. Sometimes it's good to like not have like a just one huge polygon when you're doing like actual offline rendering, or rendering in a ray trace program like Cycles, or if you're using like V-Ray or anything like that. Sometimes it's good to divide up these large polygons. It just allows for a better shading across the surface. Okay. Oh, yep, we got it. It's a solid piece, just like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and create this little magnet thing. Okay, I'm gonna can I focus here a little bit, guys? If anyone out there any questions or just want to chat or hang out, no big deals. Just come right up in the chat. I'm just gonna go quiet for a little bit here and just get this thing knocked out. Okay, so I see something that doesn't make any sense. So I'm thinking that let's take a look at this here. So I'm thinking that this is the magnet that that a door is you know, is being, you know, like a magnet lock, right? And I'm thinking that this might be the metal, but then if you look at it, this is the very center, and then this is the, this should be like somewhere in the corner here, and this is all this thing here is all the way to like almost the middle of the door. What is going on? Let me look. I don't know. But then in this view here, it's nowhere there. So I'm thinking maybe that's an optical illusion. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm gonna move my metal plate closer to the corner so it gets this right here. Yeah, totally. Okay. Let's just zoom out a little bit. I just want to see the size of this thing. Yeah, it doesn't have to be crazy big, but just big enough. I think this is fine. Let's just select this. Select that, select that. You could scale off of active element. Scale that. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's make sure it's not, yeah, that's starting to look kind of like something. And it's almost the same width as the hole back there. So I'll just give it a little bit more scale. That's a cool thing about 3D. You could scale on the fly. Okay, I'm thinking that that's pretty good. Let's look at this here. I'm gonna bring this in a bit. Give this a little. Yeah, there is just very yeah, because I mean it's got to be supported somehow, right? This little piece of this little magnet thing. Okay, so this is fine. I'm gonna make the metal piece off of this so everything kind of sticks together. Okay, so it should be generally around this size. I'm gonna duplicate that, press P to make that a separate object. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this out for you for a minute, and let's just make this little block a little bit skinnier. Okay, something like so. All right, I'm gonna select that and this. Let's just push this back a bit. Oh, come on. Select that and this. Okay, just kind of wanted to clear the door here a bit, so probably something like that. Doesn't need to be 100%. All right, let's go ahead and save. Control S, my keyboard, guys, my keyboard. I'm gonna actually turn let's do screencast keys on here for a minute. Screencast keys. Okay. Control S. Okay, so there's a little bug with screencast keys. I'm using the newest version of Blender. I don't think it likes to show per se. So okay, there we go. Yeah, so you gotta like kind of turn it off, then turn it back on, and kind of thing. Okay, so we got that. It's above xsinick's head.
Wow!
All right, so okay, let's make that piece here for this. It's gonna come something like so. Let's bring this right in the middle, like it's a piece in the middle. All right, then we could adjust all this to make sense later. Okay, bring that in, something like so. I think it's a little bit too much to the edge, but it's all good. Let's take a look at what that thing looks like. It's a kind of fancy, thing that is screwed in. So I'm thinking, I don't know what would that actually be? It's kind of hard for me to see exactly what that is. So it looks like a plate with some screws on the side, and maybe what's going on there is some kind of space here so that that fits in there. So okay, we could kind of make something up, because you know it's prepared. You know, we can kind of make a little. We could use a little artistic license at this point here. Don't have to get it, you know, 100% exacto, but we could get it close. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do something like that. Just do something like that. And we're gonna adjust this. Let's get this so that this comes in, so the magnet just drops right in there. And let's just say we make, it's kind of like we're making a little space for it, right? And I'm gonna actually extrude this part here, so it's like a little tab here for the screw. I'm just kind of trying to do something a little fancy there for that. Select these two pieces here again. Oh, why didn't I equal that out? We could solve that, guys. We could just get rid of one side here. Okay, and then we could do a Z thing. Okay, so let's take a look here. I think I want to round out here, here, and here. Alright, and this Control B and then press V, and you get like that kind of thing. And then you could, you know, you could do that. Just get something like that. Notice that, you know, you got all kinds of like weird anomalies in here. You could just go ahead and just clear that out. And you could connect that back. Let's connect that back like so. For J. Yeah, so it definitely wants to be like that. J. I'm thinking this is going to want to be here, J. Yep. And then these two inner parts here is just connected. I mean, they would. I'm just going to do it for the. Okay. Alright, so we got that. So we're gonna make the screw somewhere in here. We're gonna make an indentation right here. Maybe we can make this a little bit longer. I mean, in the end, nobody's really gonna see this part, except if they open the door, but it's all good. I mean, it's good to kind of, you know, come up with something. Okay, I'm just gonna extrude that back a bit just for now. You know, we can make it better later. Actually, you know, it should be extruded the other way, but it's all good. We could do something like this. It's all good. All right, so I'm gonna select that. And if we was to really do like a manufacturer, it would be easier to have it bump out and then have the magnet touch it like that. But just because based upon like how this looks. How this looks over here. I mean, it look as if like, you know, there's something, you know, being indented. I mean, it technically should be like that though. That's what you would want. Anywho's, let's go ahead and do that. Well, you know, no, the magnet could fit inside of here. The thickness of the magnet, right? Yeah, so that's probably what that is. Okay, coming up with a logic for it. Are you done yet? Let's go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just do that here. What? Why is that? Why is this even a thing? Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. Okay, there we go. Let's do something like that. Fancy pantsy. Come on. My keyboard, guys, my keyboard. J. J. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's just go ahead and just do something like that. And whatever, the rest, it could triangulate itself. Let's go ahead, select this. It's like so, that like so, and let's give it a little bit of thickness, E. Grab Y, and let's give it the same kind of thickness like that there. Okay. I'm just gonna grab a screw from let's grab a screw from this hinge right here. It's just a facade of a screw. It's not, you know, it's not an actual screw. It just looks kind of like it. Okay, so I'm gonna, oh, cursor to selected. Oh, I gotta unparent that, clear parent. And let's go ahead, cursor to selected. Oh, let's go geometry. Okay, let's bring this over. Zoinks. Just gonna drop this guy right here. Something like that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Let's rotate that a bit. Let's just jump in there and take a look. Give it something like that. And come on, you can do it. The scale is in just a little bit more. Give it yeah. And I'm thinking this is what we're going for here. Okay guys, back in focus mode. Let's go. Okay, so I'm just lazily kind of just parenting the thing to the object or whatever it is. I mean, in reality, what you would actually want to do is to actually have like a node, and especially if you're gonna like have doors that open up and that kind of thing, or anything articulated, you know, you'd want a node, and you want to put all your objects into that node. And ideally, this is what you would do to your node. I can show you guys real quick here. Like you do something like this, you know, because right now I have everything parented to this mesh door, and that's okay. You could do that, you know. So when I open it, it's like, you know, you get that thing right there. Although I think this might be a little bit too close to the edge, but this should be okay, right? But what you would actually want to do is to just put a 3D cursor right there, and you want to come and make an empty, or you can just make a cube. Just scale this cube down, maybe like about so. Let's position this a little bit, and you kind of, you know, give it the shape of whatever it is. But in actuality also, you would actually want the cube to be like where it hinges, you know, which would be somewhere like right there. Make that, you know, small enough. You can make it any object that you want. This is fine. And then you parent everything to that, and this is the thing that you would animate opening, that kind of thing. But who cares? We're not doing that right now. Okie dokie. I think I got everything here, guys. Let's go ahead and let's do some cleanup. Okay, so technically, if I will go ahead and open this door right here, right, or any other door, if I open this one, this thing would be here, and those things will be over there. Okay, let's close the one back, and I just want to double check this. I'm gonna go ahead and make this into a Alt C, make that into a mesh. All right. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that reference here real quick. Yeah, so this is kind of like wants to be, I think that there's color, there's some kind of plastic or something like that, backing or something. I think that's what that is with the magnets on there. And just give it a general color. So I'm gonna do something kind of like that. I'm gonna come over here. Here we got we don't need to go to 28 samples. We could go all the way down to 64, and it'll still render pretty quickly, and it'll still look nice. 64 here. Okay. All right, there we go. What I want on this, let's go new, and just come here. Okay, I think you could sample from here. Really? Is this even updated? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, whatever. Kind of like the color of this or whatever it is, and you know, whatever, we could just add like a quick ambient occlusion. Let's probably grab it from here, maybe. Probably not a RAM. Let's just do a simple one here. Is everything like, it's frozen? Hold on, guys, give me a second. Come on. Oh, okay. Okay, select that. Paste. I'm gonna drag this color back over here. I'll probably plug that in there. Okay, so we get a little something, you know, and you probably want to do an edge and all that sort of stuff. Show you guys how to do that real quick. Okay, let's do a simple bevel edge, no big deals. Copy that, go back on there, and just plug that into the normal. 32 samples is probably too much for a bevel edge in this, so I'll just go like something like 16. Just gonna bring it down a bit, and I'm gonna turn the radius all the way to 0. Right, so let's go 0, 1 radius. I'm gonna zoom in. This is to take a look to see if I see the bevel edge on this thing. Oh yeah, so it's very minuscule. Let's punch it up a little bit, like 0.01. Let's see what that does. Can I? Okay, now I'm previewing just this. Just the bevel. Let's see here. Okay, so that's way, yeah. So 0.01. It's a little smaller than that. 0.5. Okay, so there we could see like the bevel actually showing up right there. So I think this is a good, with 16 samples. Let's go down to 8. 8 still works. You know, you want to, you know, you don't want to like go to highest samples and stuff. It just give your renderer too much work. You just want to do enough. Oh yeah, so I'm going to turn the roughness down a bit. So it gets a little, if I turn it all the way down, that should be shiny. Right, we don't want shiny. So I want to make it a little bit like that. That's fine. Barely anything is happening there, but it just gives it a little more detail. Okay, and oh, look at that. I think our metal plate actually has the metal thing on here also. So one thing, you know, metal is a funny thing. You know, there's so many different ways you could go about doing metal in Blender. You know, brush metal and all that. You know, putting bumps in there. I'm gonna try to add. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. It would be nice. It would be nice to add like some sort of Fresnel to kind of give it that extra, like, you know, pop. So I'm gonna try that. So what I'm gonna do here, I have an ambient occlusion on it. I'm gonna remove that. Just take a look at what it does. Oh, the ambient occlusion really, I mean, it does a lot, doesn't it? So let's put a Fresnel shader on there. Okay, Fresnel, and then, you know, of course we want like our color ramp. So I'm gonna just steal this color ramp from here. Let's just see what this does. I mean, probably we could try to mix the two, right? Or you could do a Fresnel on just like the reflection itself. But either way, whatever. Let's see what this does. If I plug the Fresnel straight into the base color, let's just preview the Fresnel by itself. So that's kind of what the Fresnel does on this. Let's plug the color ramp in here. Just sample it from the color ramp. Let's go back like this. That. Yeah, hold on here. Factor. Am I seeing this the right way? Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, this is the right way. Let's see if we could get this to. Okay, you don't want that way. Okay, so see, I'm getting more Fresnel kind of pop happening right there. What the Fresnel kind of does is kind of on the edges gives it like some kind of artificial light or artificial shading on the edges of it's like the incident edge of the object. I think that's what they call it. Let me give this a little dark there. That's a little pop of the black there. A little bit of this. And what could you do with that? So let's take a look. Let's unplug this here. Let's see what happens if I put it into the metallicness. So black should be nothing, and metallic should be pure metallic should be pure white. Let's see what it does. Ooh, that's interesting. So I don't want a pure black if it's that case. So it's gonna, if I bring it all the way up, then okay, see, everything gets a metallic thing. So I'm gonna drop that down a bit. Or the Fresnel could actually be in a roughness also. So instead of the metallic. So let's try it in the roughness. So in the roughness, white would be rough. So we'd want to probably flip this. So let's put this in here. Right. So let's try to flip it. I'm just going to come here and just do this as do the black as white. And do the white as black. Okay. So now the white edge. Okay, so the roughness would be the white part. Okay. Turn the music down here a bit, guys. Let's go all the way white with this. Okay, so it's more roughness, right? Right. Okay, that's what we want. So we want less roughness. So white is more roughness, black is less. So I'm gonna go black with that, and right here, if you go completely black, it should turn metallic. Yep. So let's just punch that the other way. Let's introduce some roughness to this. I'm liking what I'm getting. Yeah, that to me feels kind of realistic. Yeah, it's all about feeling, guys. Let's go a little less reflective. Let's punch that back into here. Okay, so I'm gonna plug back in that this, so we can leave that in the roughness. That's not bad. And I'm gonna plug this back into the base color. Why is this color? I don't understand why this color is. I don't understand why that is that color. That's odd. So let's go back like that. Yeah, that's what that should be. Okay, so I'm gonna actually plug this back in here. Ooh. Okay, so I feel like the metallic feels a little bit better. Okay, so you see what's happening here? It looks kind of puffy, right? And I think that's because of the bevel edge. So I'm going to apply rotations and whatever it is, rotations and scales. Didn't seem to do too much there, but it's okay. Let's hunt for that. Oh. Okay, apply rotation scales. Where is this? Okay, guys. Oh yeah, I remember it's parented to that, so that's what's going on. I'm just gonna go here in wireframe and select the other one. Yeah, and let's do rotational scales like that. Okay, let's go back into shading. Okay. Yeah, so what's going on here is that the bevel might be a little bit too much for this. So let's check that out. Whoa. Okay, go back in action. I'm gonna select this guy, zoom in. I'm gonna turn the bevel off and just take a look. Yeah, just totally the bevel was doing that. So the bevel is a little bit much for this. I don't know why it's not that. Maybe it is that much for these. I'm gonna select this and just do apply rotations and scales on that. Okay, so I know if we fix this one, because this one is relatively that size, the other one is gonna look even sharper. So let's select this, and why is this? Let's go 0.5. Yeah, see how it kind of gets more, it's less things. So I'm going. Why is that so low? Yeah, see, this feels better, right? So there's some edge to it, but it's not like completely poofy. Let's take a look at what it means for this. It means that this is even better, right? Look at that. That's cleaner. Wow. Very cool. Okay. I think I could live with that for a minute. Let's take a look at this. I always feel like I don't want my metal to be like too metal, you know. So if I come in here and let's remove the Fresnel off the roughness, what does that do? Remove it. What's the difference? Yeah, it's not too much of a difference. Yeah, either way, we got it, right? So this is our metal chrome. All right, so let's see what has to happen here. So we need like wood grain, like type textures, and that's the big deal. So that, you know, we could come down to actually doing UV maps and that kind of thing. But I think in Blender there's a way to do this procedurally, which I would like to explore. Let's look at let's take it a step at a time. I'm going to do the back panel first. Ambient occlusion 64 factor. Okay, the distance is 0.5. Yeah, I think I remember that working like that. Okay, let's save this. Okay, we're gonna have to find we're gonna have to mix that in. Okay guys, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna just kind of do some referencing here. Don't go anywhere. Just gonna look that up real quick.
Hey, hang on, you guys. I'll be right back. You're too smart for me, sister.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, so in the end, I'm going to use a regular image texture on this, and just to see what we can get. So let's see if we could find an image wood texture in my assets folder. Let's try that. I think a procedural one is pretty good, but that'll take some following. So maybe let's look for I'm gonna look for one in my assets folder, and then after we do all that, then maybe we see if we could follow like a tutorial online or something like that and make a procedural one. That might be the way to go. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, let's bring up this assets folder here. I have every folder on here except my assets folder. Let's go here. Can I add this? Add bookmark. Okay, here we go. Oh, add bookmark. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's see. I mean, do we have a wood texture in here? This is what it's about. Can I just search in there and go wood? I think is it searching folders? Okay, let's see what we have in there. 3D models, texture library, wood. Let's see what kind of wood textures we got in here. Hopefully something good. I don't know. I'm actually going to open the folder here, guys. I think, well, we could do this. Is this as big as it gets? Oh, size, there you go. That's much better. This looks kind of like what we might want. Just gonna continue looking. Okay, so all these suck. At least for what we want. The only one that looks remotely like something that we could use is this one. Right, and then you could take those different textures and go into an image editing program and make it work better. Alright, I'm just gonna play around with this for a minute. Okay. Let's just come up here. Yeah, that's what we're just gonna play with this until we get something that works. I'm gonna bring that down. I'm just gonna plug this directly in. Alright, so it's gonna take over and it's gonna look stupid, but let's work with it. Okay, so first of all, I need a texture coordinate node, need a mapping node, which the mapping node is in vector, right? And normally people do like object space, so vector, and then in here, right? So you get that. This is kind of working, but what do you want to do? So right now it's flat. Let's go box. Box maps all sides. Alright, the blend in the box is where the seams meet. That's where the box seams. I'm just gonna give it a little slight bend. Oh, let's just leave that blend off. I'm just gonna scale it for the size that I need. So I can't remember if scaling up or down works. I think scaling down makes it bigger. So let's go 0.3 in that. 0.3. 0.3. Yeah, it's a little too big. I'm gonna go 0.0, maybe 6. 0.6. Okay, so here's where you could break away and have you know, different objects. You know, you can have different materials with different objects controlling where it is. Or you could simply just say, hey, let me use the UVs, which would probably be the simpler way. Use the UV of the object and then control each object UV. So we're gonna try that. So we're gonna go into UV editing. Alright. Let's preview the materials. Come on, you can do it, Blender. Blender's rendering again, guys. Hold on. Doesn't help that, you know, it's in edit mode. This is probably not the best. Look at this texture. Hold on here. I can't believe I don't have like a really good wood texture. It is what it is. If you don't, you don't, right? Oh, is it trying to load it? Yeah, it's trying to load it, guys. Okay, let's go back into here. I'm just gonna go look and actually look in the folder in my my Windows texture library. Okay, so I have different I think I have some polygon stuff. I don't know if I have wood in here. Oh, look at that. I have wood flooring and wood plank. Let's see. Let's check the previews. Yeah, that's literally wood flooring. I'm thinking planks might be the same thing. This is just a preview. I mean, there's larger of the 3K textures in here. Let's go to wood planks here again. Yeah, literally that's what it is. It's just straight up planks. Andrew Price polygon textures are pretty nice. I'm going to do a search for wood in the texture library itself. So one good thing, guys, is that if you're doing 3D, it's good to have like a folder full of like different oh, look, it's previewing the stuff over here now. Okay, so I'm just gonna type wood and just have it find like all the wood stuff that I got. Oh, it's like particle, wood board, chipboard. All these suck. What we're looking for is a wood pattern, like okay, so this is what we're using. We need a wood pattern kind of like this. And this is what the procedural would be good for, but not right now. All these are really like worn textures. And that's the next thing too, like even as a 3D artist, sometimes, you know, when people go to do textures, they look for like the most worn, broken down textures. And sometimes, you know, that's not what you need. Sometimes you need like really nice, clean, new looking things. Okay, yeah, so it's all wood plank. Okay, so I think the only way I would actually get that would be to yeah, to get that pattern would be to do it procedurally. But so far we have this one that's kind of close, so we're just gonna use this for now. And I mean, anything could be done, you know, in an image editing program to some degree. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a look at this. And also this is if you're using textures, unlike what I'm doing here, you'd probably want them square. So let's just unwrap this. Just gonna select everything, unwrap. Whoa, this looks a little different. Smart UV project. Island margin is going to do that, and just go all the way up with weight. Scale. I'm just going to do an unwrap and just see what happens. Yeah, technically you'd want this to be like a square, so you could take this image, put it in a image editing program, and like make it tileable. But I'm not going to do that right now. Let's swap this like this. Is that fine? Okay, so I have the box thing on there. I'm going to take that off. So the box is what's tiling it like that. So I'm going to put it back on flat. I'm going to put a scale back to 1. And instead of object, I'm going to use a UV. There we go. So now we could actually control how it is in the UV. Let's try for it. You want this to be vertex. And there's a couple things you got to change up here. And let's put that there. Grab this. You do that just so you could see. I'm just looking at my reference image and see like to what point is the texture of this gonna work or not. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up to here. Bring this up to there. I think this looks a little fussy compared to the image. Oh, I want to bring it down the other way. Bring it down a bit. Okay. All right. So I was watching The Lion King, guys, and so The Lion King, yeah, The Lion King, and I think Disney made it, and it's pretty good. Lion King is pretty good. No, The Lion King I was watching was a new one, right? Where they kind of try to make it live action, and they did a really good job with it. But the thing about it is, first of all, and I don't know, I just prefer the cartoon one better. And the second thing is that I found the realistic style was a little distracting because everything was detailed, right? It had no visual rest, so to me the image looked kind of noisy. And that's something we could get into at some point and discuss if you guys are into that stuff. Into like breaking down breaking down movies. I just rotated it this way. I'm just gonna stack it here. This is a non-square image, and normally I don't texture and stuff like that, but hey, sometimes you just gotta knock it down real quick. Okay, so this to me is looking okay. It's a wood texture. It's a little worn. There's because that's what I got for free. Okay, let's go back and I'll go back and visualize this here and visualize that. Okay, so let's go back into shading. All right, so I'm gonna go back into UV editing again. Just come out of that. So what I normally like to do is come in here. We could change this from just the regular pass up here under the viewport shading things, and you could just go something like diffuse color, and then you could just see everything in here like this. And I normally like to just come in here and just add the, oops, you could get that back. UV editor back up in here. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna add the shader editor. Okay, this is how I normally like to shade things. I don't normally have this like this. I normally let's fix this properly. You know, as you use Blender, you're gonna find like ways that you like to see things. I like to see this as combined. But right now I have it like mega shaded and with all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm gonna turn some of this stuff off. So in order to do that, I just gotta jump back into Eevee. And I'm gonna turn off our ray tracing for a minute. I think I clicked it twice. Oh yeah, it's thinking. So yeah, you know, you can control each UV. Okay, so yeah, turn ray tracing off. The background, I could select that and just press H to hide that for a minute. Yeah, and this is good enough, you know. I just want to be able to see something. Okay, so if I select that, now we got the whole shebang. And now we could just control the way how this looks by just, you know, rotating the UVs on each object. So this is fine for now. What I'm looking at reference of the actual thing and trying to get it kind of somewhat there. So I'm looking at that. So I know there's grain. The grain goes down this way and the grain runs the other way along here, and it's not as detailed. I'm gonna leave that up here. Hold on, guys. I just kind of leave a little reference right here next to xsinick's head. Oh, I can leave it over here next to me. Right, so this kind of runs along there. What does a countertop looks like? Right, yeah. Yeah, so that runs this way also. Okay, so I'm gonna select this. We don't have to get this exactly one for one, but we could get it pretty close, right? That everything. Okay, let's unwrap this. UV unwrap, smart UV project. Okay, everything looks fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. You also could just rotate scales and try it again. Smart UV project. See if it gives you a different result. Okay, and this is fine. Actually, why is okay, that feels. Oh, you know why it's kind of stretched? Because of the fact that, you know, we have a non-square image. Okay, that's why. That's why I don't like to work with non-square images, because the aspect ratio is kind of slightly off. Just grab these little bits, put them over there, and this is basically the top is what we want to do with. The bottom you don't really see, but you know we're gonna have it ride with it. Use that tweak tool. Alright, the bottom is a little less because of the bevel. Okay, so let's see how this is running. Yeah, this is running the right way, I'm thinking. Let's grab this, put that down to the bottom there. We want to scale off of the 2D cursor. Let's view this. Just turn this off for a minute. Yeah, so the grain runs this way, and it's not overly fussy. So I think that's fine like that. I'm gonna grab these things here and let's see, just bring these over here. I'm just gonna bring this up next to this. Is almost around the same kind of size there. I'm just gonna bring this here. Just gonna bring this over here and just gonna scale this up like about so. Grab that, put that guy up here. Right, that's for the rest of the stuff, and that's looking okay, right? We're gonna leave that like that. It's not crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and do the rest of these. Save. Oops. Okay, we gotta turn this back on so we could see. All right, so this and this basically could be one. Let's do that. Let's Control J that, and press tab. Let's press A for all, and let's unwrap. We're gonna unwrap Smart UV Project again. Leave it as is. Okay, again. So when I'm texturing and I'm doing UVs, if you've been watching me, you realize I like to focus on the things that you actually see, and that's like a game thing. So I'll select like this face here, that face there, and like these faces along here. Alright, so I'm gonna go to select. So something like these right here. Let's press L to select that element. L. I think this is like a back element. Let's see what it, yep. So this is a front, right? And this is a top. L. And these three elements is like the main things that you see. The back you don't really see that much, but it's okay. Okay, let's see if we can get this flowing in the right direction. Just gonna look at my reference one more time here. See which direction the grain of the wood, or the pattern of the wood is running. You can't really see the top of this part here, but it's okay. I'm thinking it's gonna run across, just like the countertop there. We're gonna grab that, bring that over here, kind of overlap these like so. Now, if you want to bake all these textures down, you're gonna have to make you're gonna have to duplicate this model and make all the UVs not overlap like this. Okay, I'm gonna bring this one right here because basically it's following along with this, and this is the back, and these other parts are kind of like not as important. I'm gonna rotate this one here. Rotate 90. I'm gonna bring this guy right so. Okie dokie. So go select this B. Grab, let's bring it over here. Let's scale and see what we get. And I'm just watching for the grain, so I'm gonna turn off this show overlays so we could see the thing in here. So this looks a lot more fussier than what the picture shows. So I'm gonna try to back away on that. So this is probably not that correct. Okay, so that to me looks a little bit better. It's kind of more like, just going here, right here, kind of more like this here, where there's not too much fuss in the texture. Right, even though it's kind of small. Just zoom in. That's good enough. And later we could bake this entire thing and have everything make sense. And the good thing about baking is you could pull different maps from it, like a normal map and different things, and just have everything plug in and work. Okay, so let's do this one. We could basically duplicate this in here. Let's do that. Gonna go back to show my overlays. I'm gonna D, and I'm gonna try to snap this guy. Now Blender does have a problem with snapping certain things a certain way. It does, what it does is snapping to an invisible bounding box. That's what it's doing. So I have a program that's called CAD Snap that allows you to snap to whatever elements and that kind of thing. But you could play around with Blender until you can get it to snap properly. I'm gonna try to select the underlying. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, so I'm just gonna shift this around so it's not the exact duplicate of that. I'm gonna shift the UVs here. B. Let's just do something like that. All right, and I put it into a way there where it's not there's not too much you know, too much grain on there. So we're almost done. Let's zoom, let's scroll down here. Okay, this basically have the same grain. Yeah, this has almost the same grain. So I'm gonna select the back, tab A, U, unwrap, smart unwrap. Okay. I'm trying to get my green back here. Kind of like that. I'm just gonna overlap these a bit. Okay, so I want to separate these, and there's a trick for that. You have to come up here in the sticky selection mode and go disabled, and then you could select each. Oops, you can select each polygon. I'm pressing G to grab to move it. Click on it and then press G and it'll follow your cursor. Let's go to face mode. Let's do that. Okay, I had a mind, so okay, I'm just gonna bring this up here so that it's kind of out of the way here a little bit. Scale this back in. Let's make sure this fits in here. Okay, we don't need to see that this detail here, but that's, yeah. So to me, this is kind of working. Maybe it could do a little wider. Scale it up a bit. Scale X a bit. Okay, that's looking a lot better there. Okay, so let's get the last part here, which is this shelf. Select all and then unwrap it. Okay, I'm gonna isolate the shelf. And the shelf looks like it's almost good to go. Almost good to go. I'm going to just scale it up a bit though. Get a little more green happening up in there for good measure. I'm just gonna scale it back a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and grab that. Let's do that. Okay. Dokely. All right. that seems like that works like that. So bring it all in. So okay, so it looked like everything is ready to start, you know, doing stuff to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just save. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into shading. Right, we got this happening. Oh yeah, let's change it back to our favorite cycles. I'm just gonna put my reference in my other monitor. Okay, let's change the render engine back to from Eevee to cycles. Okay, so this is what we got in cycles. So it looks proper, but we gotta just change some colors and that kind of thing. Okay, so one way you could change the color of a bitmap and just kind of control it is to add, like, believe it or not, a color ramp. Like, when I saw Blender could do this, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. So let's go color ramp. Let's add that in there. Notice it turns black and white. I'm gonna try to get some of the color up in here. So let's undo this. Oh wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, did I select the wrong thing? Oh no, wait a minute. Oh, let's do this. Okay, I don't know why the base color was that. Okie dokie, so we're back on track here. So I'm gonna select that like so. I'm gonna add this to the lightest part. Onto this part here. Wow, that actually that totally got rid of it. Hold on here. RGB information. I mean, if we could control it using. Hold on, guys. Here we go. I just want to see if I can still control this. Yeah, totally. Okay, here we go. Maybe what I had before was a little bit much. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's probably too close to. Yeah, it was a little bit too close to what it should have been. Okay. Each color was a little bit too close, so I just gotta take my time with them. Yeah. So it's kind of like a fine line between a little bit too much. Okay, there we go. It's almost like recoloring the texture, you know? Let's get a little more red up in here. Get a little more black. Like that. Okay. So I want to use this as part of the yeah, we need a bump node. Okay, I'm gonna put the Okay, so this is the bevel. Let's put that in there. Let's remove the bevel for now. See what happens. Okay, so that goes away. If I put that back, would the bevel come back? Yes, it is. And I'm going to use this. Let's leave this up. Let's put this under occlusion over here for a minute. I'm going to use this and plug this into my height. Okay, so I need another one of these. Normal. I just want to control the strength. Okay, so now we're getting some stuff there, and to control that, probably use another color ramp. And this will control like how much of that, how much noise we get in here. I'm going to pull back on some of the noise. Sometimes it's a little noisy. Okay, I'm gonna hit this a little bit of bump. Okay, let's go 0.05. It's a respectable amount there. Yeah, this could stay 1. Let's visualize this. I'm gonna come in here. Really? Where is my? There's nothing? Oh, wow. Okay. Is that really how that looks like? Okay, so we give it a little bit of texture, that's fine. I think the green shows up a little bit much. I want to dodge that back a bit. We could use a mix node and mix it with just like a regular color mix. Mix color is fine. Let's plug that bad boy in there. And the color we want to mix it with is basically this color right here. So I believe the top like that. Okay, we'll start bringing in some of the grain, something like that. Yeah, 0.6 is fine. Maybe 0.7. Yeah, it's not crazy, you know, it's not in your face, but it's there. Okay, and we're gonna use another mix node, and let's mix in that ambient occlusion, so we could get some stuff popping out. So this is how, you know, you get that spaghetti of stuff. Is just, you know, mixing things so that the material makes itself up. So it's kind of like you're making the material, right, as you go. So I'm gonna do another mix node. All right. I'm just gonna do this as black. It's all good. And this here I'm gonna change to black and white. Make that black. And this one here, make it white. I'm gonna come down a little bit from white, not 100%. Hold on. Really? Let's go black and then white. There we go. Alright. So I gotta preview this just to see what this is actually doing in there. It's 32 samples. This is the distance. Let's bring the distance down. Why does this look like this? Okay, there we go. Control the distance. Okay, is this on 0.3? That looks somewhat fine for me. Color factor AO. Okay, it's a full color right there. Is it because this is not fully white? Not even. Okay. It's previewing, yeah, it's previewing that in a weird way. It's okay. I'm gonna put that back in here, and let's plug this mix node. Let's put that down there like that. I'm gonna plug this up here and plug this in here. Okay, I'm gonna plug this back in here. Okay, so 100% is that. That is black. So we'll go that, and I'm gonna plug the color in here. If we go back, we get this, right? But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna, instead of using a regular mix, let's do a multiply. Okay, so I want to flip it. There we go. So this is without the multiply, and that's with the multiply. If you take it out of B, you'll see it change. All right, it's multiplying. Let's go back into here, and that's what that is. If we change this, we should see, yep, the difference. And if you do that, you see changes happening. Yep. Okay, so it's being multiplied on top of that. 32 samples is fine, but we could also control it with this also. If we add that, we get more grime happening in the corners. Give it a smidgen stuff happening there. A little smidgen of that, and this is too black, so we're gonna come up a little bit out of the black and just give it a little bit of, so it's not too. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So I think for the wood part, this is doing pretty good. I have a feeling like it's too much sheen on here, so I'm gonna turn the roughness up just a little bit more. Let's go 0.6. Let's dive back. Let's go 0.4. That is fine. Okay. Okay, so we had the bevel working. That's working. Right, we got like a little bit of the wood texture kind of popping out of here, which is okay. Give it a little bit more character. Here we have some of the wood grain popping through there. Ambient occlusion samples. Okay, we're able to mix this color. So I think this is successful. So let's take a look at the reference. I've been looking at the reference, guys, just kind of trying to pull this together. So if you look at the reference to what we did, it's close, right? We still get some. I think maybe the reference is a little more. The wood grain pops out a little bit more. So maybe we could try to show that a little bit more. We could do that. Let's just make this a little bit darker. Oh boy, let's see. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it's too dark. I think there. And let's yeah. And then there's this here is back away, and that's go 0.6. You go all the way like that. Oh, this is all the way up. Okay, I mean all the way up looks almost just like that, but I still wanna, let's go 0.9 on that. Let's do 0.8, 0.8. So subdue it a bit. I'm gonna go a little more into red with this. Okay, a little bit brighter. And this almost wants to, that almost wants to go kind of black. Let's go like that. Let's go more, a little more into white. Let's pump that up. Okay, so we can see a little bit more green. So for some reason I want this to be a bit more colored. Right? I want this to be a little more colored. Up, that's kind of approaching to where we need to be. I feel that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop right there. I think that looks pretty close. Okay, so I mean, if you look at even the blue here, I mean, it's supposed to be nice and smooth, but there's kind of like, you know, these kind of like patterns, you know, almost like the paint over the grain kind of thing. There's like a slight grain over it, and to do something like that, you could add like we could add basically you know, like a noise, and just stretch it along a certain area, and you should get that kind of slight texturing to it, you know. But in reality, this is actually like, you know, probably like a kind of raised texture. So what I mean by that is kind of like you know, texture you could feel across the, you know, across the panel here. But I might be actually getting a little too much into it, which we can do, but let's take a look at this for a minute. Okay, I just want to review this ambient occlusion here. So right now the distance 0 is 5. If we go to 0, this is what we get. Let's turn it up. Oh, is it not? Is it not doing anything? Hold on here, guys. Okay, there it is. Okay, I just saw it. Does the door have something different? I had 0.5. Let's see what that does. Okay, that's a little bit much, I'm thinking. So I'm just, let's just drop back to 0.3. I think that gives it a nice kind of hold on the thing there. Yeah, that feels a lot better. It's sometimes good to like look at each node that you have to kind of debug it. Okay. The radius on this I think is fine. Now I'm watching this. Let's take a look at this part up here. Okay, let's try for that noise thing. I'm gonna bring back the environment. Almost there. So the thing is, you know, I'm probably gonna do a tutorial on how to make like teacups and stuff like that, and probably some of this fancy china and that kind of thing. So we'll see how that works out. And it's gonna be Blender basics type thing. Okay, let's try for that noise. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save just to make sure, because like sometimes you never know. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and come here, noise texture. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a mapping. Texture coordinate. Ah, boy. It's easier to find it in here like that. And I'm just gonna bring this over here. I think most people like to go object, vector, and then plug this vector into here. And I'm going to just you can plug the factor into here and just see what this does like this. And let's see here. Right, so you probably want to just scale it along one axis. So 0.1 on this. Okay. Probably want, hold on here. Let's see this for a minute. So 0.3. Okay, so that's X and Y. Okay, so Z. Z is 0.3. Probably would want it in the Z and Z and X. Okay, so this would benefit from actually selecting all these parts like so. So Control A, and let's do rotational scales. We can't do that because I think some things are nested. Let's take a look at that. Meaning that I have some things that are inside of other things. Try to do these first. Still have nested stuff? What's going on? Okay, that worked. Okay, maybe because there's some duplicate things happening. Why? It's basically wanted to fix those two things. Okay, let's see if we could preview this as like a basic. You could preview. That's very cool. So if I close this, tools, items, rotate. Let's rotate here. Why is this different? There's something going on with this one. What? Maybe it's where the hold on here. I think I might know. Oh, not even. Ah, boy. Let's see this. Okay, so if you notice the noise is not behaving properly in that. Oh boy. Maybe it was 0.3. Yeah, that'll even it out. Let's go 2 on that. Yeah, see, this is not even doing the right thing. And this is one of the things that kind of like, you know, gets me a little bit about doing this kind of stuff this way. All right, so let's try using like an object instead of the object itself. Let's try using an arbitrary object like an empty. Okay. So we're using the empty as a UV kinda. Alright, so you see I move the empty and it's like doing its thing. Okay. Whoa. 3. Goes 0.2. Okay, let's bring these in. So let's see, 3. 3 and that. Okay, so we're gonna try to get kind of like replicate the grain of this thing here. Alright, it's kind of like a lot of like fine grain happening there. I think this might be a little bit much. Let's go 2 on that, 2 on that. And I'm going to and the thing is, we could scale this object and then we could get, you know, scale this object here. Let's add more, see if we can add more detail to this. Select the object. Okay. Go to control the scale right here like this. Let's give it some roughness, 0.7. Detail level is fine. Scale, let's go 10 on that. It's gonna come closer. Let's put 3 in here and see what happens. Okay, so this may be okay enough to kind of play with. Let's put a ramp to control. Ramp, color ramp. So we can control the color with this. I'm gonna lighten out that black a bit. I mean, is it lightning? Okay. For a minute there, I didn't know if it was lightning or not. You see, now this is approaching that. So let's see if we could now view this like this. And I'm gonna plug this into like a bump map. Now let's see if we can get something going. Bump. And it might also be something that's going to go in a color map also. I'm going to put this in the height. And let's view this. Let's go into shading at this point in time now. Oh, we're already in shading. Oops. Okay. Let's view this as a cycles render. I'm just going to plug this bump in here. Okay, so I know that would have been extremely strong. Let's turn that down. Let's give it a smidgen, like 0.1. Okay, so you don't really see too much like with that. Let's go 0.1 actually. Okay, not too much with that either. Just gonna bring it up. Oh, look at that. Look. Whoa, it's almost like this. Look at that. You guys might be able to see it that much. I think the scale needs to be a little bit. Let's go 0.5 on that. Oh. It was 10. Let's go 5 on that. Wow, it's almost exactly that. That's interesting. Strength, I'll go 0.2. Zero 0.15. 0.1. How about 0.05? Okay, let's try for some of the texture over here. I'm gonna go with a mix node. Mix color node. Excuse me. Okay. I want this color back in here again. Let's go like that. And let's I'm gonna leave the bevel there for a minute. Let's plug this into the B. Let's view this. What would we want in there? Probably like a screen, maybe. Yeah. Plug that in there. Let's take a look. Ooh, screen is a little bit much. Let's try multiply. Yeah, definitely. Oh. Let's go 10 on that. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so we're getting some of this play back in there, and I'm just gonna okay, let's go ahead and some of the bevel in there. So undo that. That bevel is still there. We'll go 0.3 on that. That's 0.7. Okay. Wow, I think we kind of got the texture of this. Very cool. So we almost got everything one for one, guys. I'm gonna unplug the bump from the normal here, because I think the bump is still a little bit too strong. So let's go 0.02. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, guys, man, what a nice journey, yeah. Okay, we got it, guys. Oh, you could brighten things up by hitting it a little more specularity. Okay, let's go 0.6 on that. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Okay, so the only thing that probably we would run into is the fact that some of these grains are facing slightly differently in each piece. But for now, this is looking pretty snazzy, you know. And in the end, if you like the last time, if you want to control the grain, you would have to unwrap it and do a UV on each piece so that it orients the right way and that kind of thing. But for now, this is fine. This works out. We've been hanging. This is just us hanging out here, guys, and having fun here in Blender, and doing some 3D stuff, and creating something like this right here is very cool. It's very cool. Right? You don't have to get things like 100% because you definitely get it very close to 100%. I would say this is pretty close. Of course, we'd have to get a different camera so that things look a little bit better. Let's go 70mm. Yeah, 70. I just throw 70mm. It's kind of almost like a portrait zoom lens. Let's go into the you can add more light to the scene and all that sort of stuff. I think this is good enough. All right, guys. So it's been cool hanging out. We got this thing all textured out. To look like the concept, to look like the actual photo. It's been a lot of fun working on this with you guys, and I can't wait to do like the China and all the other cool stuff that we could add to this. We're gonna add too many stuff. We're not gonna focus on this too much more, but it'd be cool to add some little extra biddies to it and that kind of thing. All right, guys, I just want to shout out all those who've been looking and checking me out. God bless you. Again, shouting out newest followers, Psycho Usage and Kiksu, for checking me out. Danny 3D, of course, for rating me. Mr. Purple, what's up? How you doing? Lazy Ghoul. All right, everybody else, have a great time. Don't forget to join our Discord channel right there. It's pretty good. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. And if you're in Twitch, please come in and chat. So and follow the stream so that we could do more things and we could have a lot, make this a vibrant community that you're a part of and that kind of thing. All of you who've been here from the ground up. Okay, and all the new viewers, God bless you. I'll see you later. Xsinick, what do you have to say? Probably not too much. And sometimes she says stuff and
drawing on
okay,
paper
there you go.
with pens and pencils. Draw the thing.
Yeah, so she says, we should be drawing and stuff. So who knows? We might jump into that. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. God bless. Take it easy. Peace.